Apa-apa ni boleh jadikan bisnes. Lagi panjang namanya, tak dipikir lagi rugged. It's better lagi linear. It's really going to make brands in Brunei stand out. Business ni is business.
Yep.
It can be your kerjaya ataupun it can be your side. Give kerjaya to people for.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to podcast Cinemerge. Hari ni kita ni ada guest yang kira muda berhabis. Ia start bisnes pun muda berhabis ni. Aku terkejut tu ia start bisnes umurnya 11 guys. Crazy. Macam mana boleh ia start bisnes umurnya 11 tu? Bukannya bisnes ikut orang bisnes yang fully ia yang run. Wah, so tu kita ni mau dengarlah apa ya punya insight sekarang. So hari ni kita ni kena sponsor lagi sekali oleh Cahayu. Boleh follow dorang punya IG. So follow saja. So without tanpa membuang masa, kita ni welcome kita ni punya guest hari ni. Welcome Adriana.
Hello.
So Adriana, please kenalkan diri kita ni punya audience.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Adriana Farhana. Lebih dikenali sebagai Adriana, Adri. Yeah, banyak. So currently I'm the founder of Teacher Adri. Okay, and also founder of Adri's BN and Adriana Shells. Okay, on my business sampingan is actually LCB Incubation, which is LCB Stationery. And also jual merchandise LCB as well.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Serial entrepreneur.
And at the same time masih belajar?
Yes, masih belajar.
Tahun keberapa?
Tahun kedua, starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow's my first class.
Okay, di mana tu, di mana?
LCB. Laksamana College of Business.
Your course?
My course is in year 2 Accounting and Finance under twinning program dengan University of Essex.
Wow. At the same time buat business juga.
Yes.
Masya Allah. So, kirakan macam mana kan tu you start your business dululah masa atau umur 11 tahun. Macam mana mau aku tahu tu?
Sebenarnya it's macam mana sebenarnya it's actually a hobby. But since I'm the only child kan, jadi anak tunggal, so usually macam I have lots of macam mainan-mainan yang berkaitan dengan kerjaya. Okay, like career types of mainan. Okay, kadangnya sehari ni kan jadi doktor. Okay, esok kan jadi chef. Esoknya kan jadi fashion designer. Okay, when I was a kid, I think about 7 or 8, I always say to myself, I have 2 impian. Okay, I was 7 that time. First one kan jadi 7 memikirkan sudah. I wanted to become a fashion designer.
Okay.
I literally have the paper. Bukan lagi paper, macam poster pak. I want to become a fashion designer. Okay. Then the second one, impianku, I wanted a pink Audi.
Macam mana boleh tu? Macam mana boleh ada idea tu?
I genuinely don't know pak. Jam dulu tu, I was 7 that time and I think I already had big dreams. So kirakan from there onwards maybe macam I've seen kali YouTube kali apa, because that time it was the start of YouTube era. Thinking that now I'm 18, kirakan macam since late 2000 babies memang that time is like the booming of YouTube punya era kan. So macam I would like watch those videos, tiba-tiba entah I don't remember what pink Audi I've seen, tapi memang my dream was to be a fashion designer and jadi and have a pink Audi. Okay, so daripada sana macam whenever I would play mainan I always call my mom and my dad and also dulu our housemate jadi my customers. I would sell them groceries, jual sayur, and then ada tu macam mainan yang macam tambak tu kan. My mainan tambak tu there's a sink, and then there was also like macam the tambak itself, and I really or not ada tempat rack simpan lapas cucian. So I would use that oven. Belakang tu I would cabut and become Jollibee. And I was 8 that time. Yeah, and then that was around macam my kerjaya ba. Macam I sort of enjoyed more being an entrepreneur time main tu rather than being a doctor. Doktor tu macam boring, macam only 1 hour saja main habis. Macam for the grocery shop tu, I would buka with like kan ada macam the tempat scanning apa. That's literally what I did dulu. So I think from there onwards, when I was around 10 or 11, I hit puberty. So then that time I started to pakai tudung more. Of course, I hit puberty kan. So I started to wear tudung more. Then my mom introduced me to these shawls bah.
Yeah, yeah.
Then suddenly my mom and I macam I saw our IG back in 2016, booming bah IG that time. And then there was the rise of online sellers.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I told my mom macam meh jual shawl gitu lah. Jual
Satu
shawl.
saja?
Jual shawl, yeah. Then my parents gave me a capital of 200. And I sold all of my tudung in 1 month. 1 month.
Wow.
That was to family and friends because dorang really macam that time it was really it pa. That was the shawl period kan. But actually before that I had business F&B as well, and I started that actually when I was 8.
Is it sama your nini dia?
Indah.
Bukan.
This is actually me and my mom. We would make cupcakes up until 1,000 cupcakes. We supplied for catering dulu. Yeah, then that time Put F&B was booming, but we decided to just move along to shawl. It's always a common question lah when we have macam interviews kan. I was interviewed by I have Dare interviewing me. I also had macam Biz Brunei apa kan interviewing me as well, and they would ask me like, why did you change from that F&B to become shawl? Because that time macam F&B ni the issue about that is it's very macam you boleh expire ba.
Yeah.
Kan? And shawl ni no expiration date.
Yeah, no limit lah.
Not even no it's not even macam there's no expiration at all. So that's why macam I was like, yeah, that's why, because for stocks ni kan, when you make 100 plus cupcakes and suddenly macam you have to keep it and no one buys it, then it's gonna be a loss. Inventory macam shawl, even I can keep inventory up to 5 years as long as it's being stored in a good place, and you can still sell up to this day. Yeah, and also you can transform that shawl into something else.
Mana boleh terfikir masa umur 11 dah. Anugerah lah.
Yeah.
First taste of business tu sama your nini kan dulu.
Correct.
Itu macam mana ceritanya?
Okay, so my nini tu, because my nini ni, we always picked up my nini di Kianggeh. Okay, that was back when Kianggeh was still macam berpayung. It's not like the new Kianggeh yang masih merantas the bridge, right? Yeah. So when I was 4 to 5, I always join in the car.
4 to 5?
No, actually I wasn't 4 to 5. 2 to 3. Setahun 2 tahun sudah lah. It was always a routine, not until I was 6 or 7 kali after my nini fell ill. Yeah, pasal she fell hari tu kan. So that was the time where we no longer have to ambil and antar my nini. So macam I always knew her as my nini pisang. Because she sell pisang. And then macam my mom selalu macam cerita lah, macam dia tu berdagang, jual ani jual tu. And on some days when macam when I was awake, kadangnya kesana tu tidur bah. Yang dalam kereta. So kalau ngam dia pakai baju tidur, I would go down and see my nini bah. Yeah, and I'll see her jual and go around pasar Kianggeh tu. And then after that dari sana macam I gained that entrepreneurship.
I see.
Macam punya ideas lah.
But
it only nourished not until I got macam mainan yang relating to entrepreneurship. Yeah, benar, even my dream dulu, before I knew apa entrepreneurship was, my ambition pernah sekali tu kan jadi cashier. Because I actually enjoyed memegang money, counting money. I think it's very ironic that now I'm taking accounting, but yeah, okay. I mean, it's the ambition development. Yeah.
Bisa je? Belum aku belikan barang-barang macam tu anak aku.
Actually, yes. Macam people always fikir macam, main-mainan kan ya. Masa ni gadget, right? But actually, that really, really helped me to become who I am now. It actually went on to my cousins juga. Macam my cousins would also mind that like business with me. And some of them actually ada try to open up their own online business.
Masa ni?
Yeah. Wow. Ada je. So, and now as teacher Adri, I even pernah buat macam kelas main-main for my cousins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that will be later. We'll talk more about teacher Adri. Yeah, so this is like the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey.
Curious, kira kan your nini memang berdagang ah? Berdagang. Your parents macam mana?
Actually, no, they're just working. Yeah, I think it's just macam, since I'm more of a visual learner. Maybe their damit sudah ba. I always see kan. So I always macam analyze my nini. I think it's coming from there. But my mom andang suka entrepreneurship as well. Yeah, but then she said to me macam, like my mom is a really macam big role in my life because most of the things that she wanted to do dulu, she will pass it on to me.
Faham.
Yeah, actually macam my parents, since I'm the only child, so they don't pressure me. but they give me these opportunities that they never get to. So that they may not have the dream,
Yup.
but they have me as their dream
Oh.
to run their dreams. Macam tu ba.
Oi.
Macam everything you see here is actually passed down dari dorang. Main piano because my mom really wanted to main piano when she was small. Entrepreneurship because yang andang also look up to my nini and want to do entrepreneurship.
I see.
But then dulu there's no platform kan.
Oh, benar-benar.
Yeah. And also for my parents, they used to be tuition teachers as well. And now here I am.
Banyak.
Yeah.
Okay, kenapa aku tanya soalan tadi tu? Pasal some of the parents masa ni, especially, okay, so kebanyakannya parents, diorang macam, jangan tak buat business, bekerja tak, apa tu ni kan, selalunya lah, dia pulang semua. Tapi, kirakan aku bercakap macam tu pun, aku pun kanan macam tu kan dulu. So, tapi your parents is very supporting and very, menyuruh untuk buat business
Yeah.
Oh, pasal, ya tu bahar, kirakan macam diorang punya, kemahuan dulu betul
Because that's like the thing macam what I've analysed as well because dulu 80s 90s there's no much platform and now with technology apa
Benar.
and then macam age is now not like a thing anymore ba. Macam people say you need to kahwin at 25. There's now people who already have the degrees at 20. Now we're a population where things are just getting younger ba.
Yeah,
And then now we're in this era where we're transitioning to macam supaya orang faham that masa ni umuran ni not a factor lagi.
Benar.
Yeah.
Lurus.
Macam my friends pun awal-awal like they also start their own business after they see me doing business. Because parents dorang, they would buy stuff from me. So dari sana, they gain macam to sell other things now. Don't they sell shawl, but they sell what they want to do. Yeah, macam my friends started to jual macam makanan. Ada a friend doing macam ni macam beads like something except on the other hand. Yeah, something like beads mania tu kan. Macam they sell different things. I also have a friend who's now doing thrift as well. Sampai 4,000 lebih followersnya apa. And I see my friends jual enamel pin, tau kan? Enamel pin.
Tahu.
Yeah, she's been selling that jua since back in year 7. Until
Year 7
now. Year 7. Year 7 sudah ia start jual. I bought from her and I still buy from her up until this day. It's been 5 years.
Sekejap, di mana kamu sekolah ni dulu?
Okay. Oh my god.
Di mana kamu sekolah menengah ni?
Maktab Science.
Maktab Sains. Maktab Sains ada siapa tahu?
Yeah, that was my dream since I was in year 1, year 2. I told my mom, I was like, Mommy, I want to go to Maktab Science. That's my dream.
Sampai semua sampai aja.
Sampai.
Tapi macam mana boleh sampai aja tu? I mean, okay, you plan for this and then menjadi and then you plan for this menjadi lagi. Macam mana kan tu? What's your secret?
My secret is just the will and the drive and always tawakal kepada Allah. Yeah, because whatever I do, I always macam my nawaitu untuk Allah ba. Even in I have like a Notion page. You know Notion, right?
Tidak.
Macam I have a Notion page, but which is like tempat I put all of my notebooks, macam notebooks online lah. Like I put my notes for school sana, my calendar apa. I always put the motto, even in my Instagram bio yang personal. It's always apa tu? It says macam everything I do is for Allah. Yeah, what I do is for Allah.
Pada jalan itu kena mudahkan.
Correct. And also rezeki, and this one macam people always think that this is a secret.
Yep.
Tapi sebenarnya I try to selitkan sedekah in everything I do.
I see.
Since I was 10 years old, 11 years old, when I started to get my own money, ataupun even as young as 6, 7 years old back when KFC was not boycotted, my mom would always macam, seriously. Yeah, macam when I say KFC macam yeah, so before KFC was boycotted kan. Kan dah pernah tu ada macam special needs punya tempat, right? Yeah. So whenever there's change, she would give it to me. Nah, lai masukkan sana. Lai masukkan sana. So every single time, kadangnya when during the time when my parents teach me how to be berdikari, which was around year 6, year 7 na tu kan, I was old enough to go to the kedai myself. If I have change, I will make it a habit.
I see.
And biasanya I would read macam, let's say if I have hajat, masukkan. And since now, after gaining my own income, I always try to selitkan cara untuk bagi sedekah orang. Yeah, sedekah ni semestinya in money, but also in terms of macam doakan orang, senyum, tenaga kan and everything. So that's actually the secret. Macam kadangnya we may feel that our rezeki tu sempit. Okay, there are some months where I feel like macam my money tu is not enough apa. So the way to do it is just kadangnya I bring my friends makan. Makan jangan tempat makan mahal charcoal apa ya Allah itu atau steak. Atau mahal sangat
Seorang
tu.
sudah berapa tuh?
Itu bah. So that's what I do. I would bring dorang makan ka macam belikan macam recently I went shopping with my friend. If my friends hearing this, ya macam tahu ke ni? Because I was going with with my friend to buy something for my mom's punya student attachment.
Okay.
Because my mom ni pun, why I look up to her a lot juga is because she really passed down this gene where suka bersedekah tu bah. Macam it's just her student attachment. Macam ala macam lah. Kadangnya ada IRD student kah or attachment dari IBTE. Then apparently studentnya ni birthday and then yang bukan belikan baju. So I went with my friend to help my mom belikan the baju. Then my friend suddenly beli makeup apa. Then I told her, we went down to Tamagan and I told her macam, nah ada this one shampoo. I think you'd like it. And then I just seditkan saja. I bayarkan for her. It was just a few bucks kan. Then I told her, I said, katanya, you don't have to buy for me. I said, nak apa yang aku? I belanja you shampoo. Macam, I don't many things. Orang biasanya belanja minuman. Belanja minuman apa. And for me, it's like, macam walaupun benda macam seperti shampoo, the rezeki and also the berkat is berlimpah. Kan? We cannot see it. Okay? Our eyes as makhluk Allah, we cannot see, right? But then, you just imagine, let's say, every single drop dia pakai shampoo tu is already one pahala lah. And then imagine, let's say kalau rambutnya panjang ke pendek ke, of course lah ikut berapa banyak shampoo. So dari sana macam that's already pahala. If she finish off the whole bottle, that's the amount of pahala I get. And let's say if she still wants to use that shampoo sampai the new future apa, then it will be pahala as well because it makes her rambut bagus because of what I influence. Macam what you give, macam ni si sayur ni kan. Macam this one drop ni pun since it's for free, it's already like pahala. So it's, if you see it in that way, kadangnya orang bagi-bagi saja kan. But if you have your niat and also macam you really put in that doa in what you do, yang doa yang baik-baik, then that's where the rezeki comes. But rezeki doesn't come in one day. Rezeki will take you a long time kadangnya. Tapi macam even though you're long time, kan, let's say the time period tu dalam a few months, but then you give rezeki on the early of the month. Kadangnya rezeki tu kan datang 3 months after. It's a long time kan? But if you take life into something yang macam really detail, you take into detail, benarnya there's small rezeki throughout. Kadangnya kena belanja minyak kereta by your adalah loved ones ka apa ka. Kadangnya I would terus my parents belanja minyak kereta. So macam that's already rezeki. But then tani as like humans ni, we just tend to like don't see benda tu. Kan?
Karena pikir rezeki itu big amount berhabis terus.
Actually, macam orang tu tanya like, why? How come you get everything? How can you can get this? You can get that? And also just to share macam my education kan. I actually managed to get top student dulu for year 7, year 8. Then year 9 tu I burn out. Year 9, year 10,
Kenapa?
Because of too much stress. Pasal everyone put the pressure on me. Then back in year 10, alhamdulillah after O-level COVID, I had both years express satu mesti both COVID ba. Even my O-level was COVID and it was a tough time. But alhamdulillah the next year, I really saw where my rezeki came. Which was I got top student untuk Anugerah MOE.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. So that's where I start to appreciate life more. And ini macam we're always greedy. We're always greedy. Kadangnya bali aing tapi mau je yang aing bercampur. Macam tu ba. Kan? We're always greedy.
Benar.
Macam when you hit those moments. Dari TMS ni, I always have this quote which is success is a series of small wins.
Oh yes. Lurus.
Okay. Benarnya backstory-nya, it's actually just my wallpaper. Pasal carinya, my wallpaper tu is a picture of me and my boyfriend. Kalinya kan untuk SMD, I was like, nak kenal projector macam mana yang kau Kali, I would always put that because I love that quote. Ujungnya principal pun pakai that quote.
Ada?
Padahal I was like, background je kanya tu
Tapi ada impact lah.
Ada impact. And eventually, for 3-4 years later, it still has an impact on me.
Memang. Wow.
Tiba-tiba you just ask one question, boom.
Ini aku amazed pasal with your age tu sebenarnya Aku jarang aku jumpa umur macam tu sudah ada pikiran macam tu kan. Seriously, amaze ko.
Thank you, thank you.
Pasal I've known you last year masa kita yang first jumpa di mana tu?
Life for you.
Life for you.
Pos meja.
Ya. Sekali ni ko adalah aku terfikir ni ko siapa anak ni pintar je lah aneh aja kan. Sekali masa tu belum lagi ku berapa tahu siapa apa tu kan, you were with your other kantor, your other company. Sekali it happened masa ada kita ni berchat panjang.
Tu benar panjang tu.
Ni ko,
ya.
weh macam mana boleh? And it surprised me pasal aku pun anak seorang.
Ya.
Kira kan biasanya anak seorang ni kena manjakan lah. Selalunya. Jadi jarang yang dapat berdikari itu at the early age tu lah. Aku pun sampai umur berapa baru macam ada start berdikari lah. Tapi for sure 18 belum lah. For sure belum. Sekali, okay. Kira kan cuba cerita sikit yang pasal your shawl lah tu. Pasal macam mana you start and then what happened masa ni.
Okay. So for Adriana Shawls, the name itself, walaupun my name is with an I,
Yeah.
E.
Oh.
Adriana Shawls. Because kenapa back in year 3, macam ini mana ada actual story. Year 3, kan my name Adriana. You know, up to this day kadangnya my nini pun kadangnya payah nyabut ba. Nanya. It's actually kadangnya it's like a tongue twister sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So that's when I thought macam kadangnya my friends will take 1 second just to say my name.
Oh.
And I was like, why not? Okay, I potong my name, jadikan Adri saja. A-D-R-E. Then after that, since when I started Adriana Shawls kan, yang my mom cakap, balai, kita bagi nama. Kan, bagi nama ba, ya ada bisnes satu. Ini kan bisnes bernama kan?
Benar.
Sayang ba. Then I was like, yang ko, since I'm selling shawls, and it's me, Adriana Shawls. But Adriana-nya tu with an E.
Yeah.
Then, okay, kenapa you with an E juga? Because I didn't want people to know me as Adriana with an I in business. Because I want people to know me as Adriana with an E in business. Kirakan that is my personality.
I see.
Yeah, my personality as Adriana.
I see.
Then sudah outside of school and outside of the business, I'm Adriana with an I. That's where it actually came from. Then I sold I sold quite a number of shawls sudah. Back in 2018-19 sudah ku dapat jual dalam lebih 1,000 lebih shawls.
1,000 lebih.
Yeah. For big companies masa ni, of course macam big companies in this current year, current era, 1,000 tu macam nothing.
Yep.
But me as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old that time, aku macam wow. Like I sold that much, gitu ba. And then for all that money, it actually went to my savings.
Oh, yes.
Savings. Yeah, I don't really spend the money.
Yep.
Yeah, unless to just repeat the model.
Yep.
And all the designs, if you guys see macam the box, I should have brought my box here. The box and also the shawls apa, and yang manik-manik tu, actually I designed it. I designed it, and then I had a local macam yang orang tukang maniknya tu is local, and then I made it as a locally made product. Even I had customers not only my age, all my age and my family members. Ada juga macam 60-year-old mali babies yang damit-damit atau macam 7-year-olds boleh pakai. Cute. And then also I had customers dari Korea and China.
Wow.
They bought. Yeah, because I used to sell my items. They bought it from me. Kirakan adalah not consignment, just body and then dorang resell. Yeah, and then it was at Empire. Even Koreans and Chinese tourists, dorang membeli.
Wow.
Yeah, because they find it macam like this is like a Bruneian made product. Wow. Because I even had a sticker made in Brunei.
Wow.
Yeah. And that time I was 13.
Oh, so macam mana berjumpa supplier segala tu?
Supplier, because I happened to have a person yang I knew was Korean, and he wanted me to sell the item. Yeah.
Masa tu masih sekolah. Okay. You sell it online masa tu?
Yes,
ataupun
online.
Ada retail ke apa ke?
I do have retail actually, tapi retailnya at my house.
Okay,
but that will be on appointment only.
Oh. Oh, pasal sekolah lah apalah.
Aduh benar. Ya, sekolah. And that time belum lagi integrasi. Okay, I had to still go to school sampai.
Sekali dia jom mengacau macam buat homework apa tu, dia jom mengacau.
Indah, because macam kadang-kadang when I look back at it right now, macam my eyes are like macam balik ba. I can when I see balik my life dulu as a I think back in year 5, year 6, it was actually still tolerable. I don't know how I did it. Yeah, tapi macam my mom, macam let's say my mom would ask me, like, ada orang balik kah? Ada apa-apa orang balik kah? Apakah we would just work together and just pack it together. Yeah, tapi my mom, ano lah, macam she would still say, although I'm helping you, this is still your business. Yeah, I'm just here to help you and support you as your mother.
I see.
Yeah, and that time pun macam let's say ada orang kena ambil, my maid would be on standby to bagi dorang ataupun ampaikan saja di luar.
I see.
Yeah, that's how we usually roll dulu. Or MP.
MP lah.
Depends lah. Ataupun ada runner ke apa ke. Then, back in year 7, year 8, honestly, sometimes I look back at it, macam mana aku buat dulu tu lah? You know? Macam right now, since my classes are only like 3 times a week, dulu sekolah Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. Kan? When I was back in MS, I didn't have tuition for SPE, so it's okay. Tapi, my homework tu prop ba, banyak ba. Sometimes I can get up to 3 to 4 homeworks per day, multiplied by how many days I have. Campur dengan agama lagi. Sometimes macam I look back at it, it's just crazy. Kan? How I went through all of that. Because sekolah sudah agama dari 7 sampai 10:45. I only have less than 2 hours to get to MS. And then MS sampai 5:30. And I have the night again. Yeah, but then I used up my weekends. Itu sampai ni, I'm still working on my weekends. I never rest.
Aku tahu.
He knows. Nampak, there's proof.
Dia mengajar sebelah rumahku.
Yeah, so of course you know that I'm working on weekends. Yeah, that is just I never really have weekends. But why I don't have weekends is so that when in the future I'll have weekends that I don't have to do anything anymore.
So inshallah one day macam every day is Sunday lah.
Terus every day Sunday. Now every day is like Monday for me.
Tapi do you have goals macam sampai umur berapa you want to macam settle down apa tu? I know pulang jawapannya tu sekarang I know pulang. Tapi kirakan maybe if you have some goals ke macam okay macam contoh aku lah aku umur 38 aku mau financial freedom. Macam so macam I don't know your goals.
My goals. Macam for me, I just want to have lifelong learning. Macam, yes. Because if everyone sees right now, macam from what I've talked about, I haven't even talked about all my business yet. Tapi, okay, later we can go into the last bit of my businesses. There's about baru 2 businesses we covered. No, actually 1.
Oh, satu.
Baru 1. We're gonna cover another 4. Good luck. Yeah.
We have 3 hours.
longest episode ever.
Kebiasaannya.
Yeah. Okay. Where were we today? So my goals kan.
Yes.
Macam my passion ni dia boleh berubah. Okay, kenapa boleh berubah? It's not because I want to suddenly I wake up, aku mau buat ni. Suddenly I want to wake up, I want to buat ni. To be fair, I actually have 2 more hidden businesses alam kereta. Tapi
boleh di sini tak?
Boleh.
Boleh.
It's actually public. Tapi I stopped sudah. Yeah. But 2 interesting stories lah. I'll go to that before we talk about LCB.
Boleh.
So for Sel, macam why I want to do lifelong learning and also kenapa passions boleh berubah is because it depends on how it went on where my passions moved along to is because once again, people masa ni, you can't really stick to one because it may not be what people want masa ni.
Yes.
This life masa ni is not like dulu. Dulu changes is only like 3 to 5 times kan. 3 to 5 years macam tu. And dulu my shawls pun macam I still plain shawls but up until now, the trend is keeping on changing ba. Changingnya ni bukan sekadar 1 tahun 2 tahun lah. It's like every few months ada this one tudung printed. And then lepas tudung printed ni yang mau bawal lagi. Suddenly shawl lagi. Suddenly ujungnya yang laser cut dia lagi. Suddenly ada yang tudung sulam lagi apa. And I'm like, oh my god, so fast. Laju. Like kalau kereta aku berlaju, okay? It's so fast. I don't know what horsepower that we're on right now. But itu tu, that's why passion itu can change especially when I start things young. This is one thing that I've never really said anywhere, but I've only probably said to a few friends.
Exclusive lah.
Exclusive. Yeah. Publicly, it's the first time, but I think everyone should know that when you start things young, macam myself, I start things when I was 11. And that was macam, that time my ambition pun lain ba. And now, I'm doing something completely different. Yeah, because as time goes, my maturity goes, and also how I see life ataupun goes, and that will impact your ambitions and careers.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I sort of changed what I've done. And kadangnya I feel guilty to myself bah. I'm like, why am I changing from something that I have already done so well in and I have passion in, but then now I'm 18. My what I like in 11 and when I was 11 was okay, I like pink. I like pink. I like to take life in that way. But masa ni how I see life is minimalist and asalkan macam and I want to do good for others apa. Yeah, actually that's what it is pulang. So relating to my goals when I was 11 and my goals when now is different. Berubah. Yeah. So that's why as age goes, your mind will change, especially when you jump dari 11 ke 18. Because in life we will have 2 rounds of puberty.
Oh, okay. Itu baru aku mendengar.
Biology keluar. Not only 2 rounds of puberty macam kalau perempuan there's going to be 2 rounds.
Okay.
Because of course when the woman is baru jadi woman ataupun the second one is throughout macam umurku like 13 to 18 tu. I develop a new way of thinking. Puberty ni bukan pasal just physically puberty but it's actually pasal mind. I would call that the mind puberty. Yeah, because back when I was in I think peak O level, that was where my maturity peaked because of O level ba. O level tu kan is very tough apa. So my approach to things is different. Then dari sana macam I kept on rethinking about credentials. Yeah, I'm like, oh wow, macam how am I gonna do it this time? When I was 11, I like it to be pink. Now I want it to be macam a different color. It's normal. People think macam when they're at that point, don't start to panic. Macam, benar kan ni aku macam ni? Because it's not just because of we're seeing other people punya trend jadi minimalist but it's actually kadangnya pasal diri tani sendiri. We're not gonna be the same person every single time. Yeah, heart sentiasa sama, tapi the person hindi. Macam this year I may have these classes, next year I will have different classes. Yeah, so macam it will be a saranan to people, not only from my age, even you as well, that at some point in life you may think that you may change. You may change and what you like may change and just follow with it. Asalkan dia indah harm yourself. Yeah. So back to goals tadi. So my goals is actually of course settle down and also my main goal is of course to kirakan pensionkan my parents.
Pensionkan my parents.
Yes.
Berapa masa ni umur dorang?
5 series lah.
5 series.
5 series. I'm just gonna say 5 series, but it's just that kadangnya at this point I just wish that I can all the groceries di rumah tu I can buy. Makanan dorang tu I can buy and everything. Kadangnya I do. Kadangnya when I jalan apa, that's where my rezeki comes. Macam even though I'm 18, kadang my parents say, duit tu pakai macam untuk kau sendiri ba. But then I said, nah, I want to start being responsible at 18. At least by the time I have stable income, let's say I work ka apa ka, and have business on the side, I can have this macam good amount to give them every single time. Even masa ni, I'm training myself even as an 18-year-old, I could train myself to bagi duit ada my nini.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, both my ninis. Yes.
That's good.
Macam I know my friends masa ni who are my age are also working. Macam walaupun no matter how many digits your income is, 3 digit, 4 digit, macam keluarkan $10 satu is actually not that much.
Yalah.
But limpah ganda tu macam 10 kali.
Nongnya. Bagi 1 kena bagi 10.
Ba.
Bagi.
Correct. That's exactly what it is. And then my third goal of course to finish my degree when I'm 20.
2 tahun lagi dah.
Next year I'll be done.
Wow.
End of next year I'll be done.
Okay.
Yes.
So lepas tu sambung belajar lagi?
Yes. Kalau if I manage to get first class.
Sambung lagi.
I mean I'm going to do sambung lagi dah. And then after I do my masters, then I try to work. But then I do have a ambition which is relating to my current business. Of course jadi cikgu. I really want to educate.
Kira kan masa ni your training ground ni masa ni training period lah
Yes.
Berapa tahun sudah you've begun teaching?
I started teaching when I was 16.
16? 2 tahun lepas.
Freshly dari O level. Sometimes masa 16 itu I ampit ajar my own friends. Dari cikgu.
Okay. Di mana startnya tu? I mean.
Startnya? Wah, this is a long story. It's actually a long story. As I said dari awal kan, it's actually dari when I was playing jadi cikgu. And then banyak my mama ni and my dad pernah jadi cikgu. Yes, my mom dulu pernah mengajar as well. My dad pernah mengajar, and they were before tuition teachers. So eventually macam it's just tiba-tiba was passed down to me out of nowhere. And then I had the feeling kan mengajar ba. Because back in ni interesting bang ya. It was the end of O level back in October 2021. Okay, I'm going to introduce a new character in here. Okay, Kairin, my boyfriend. Okay. Because he plays a role in here as well. Because kami that time after O level kan, we had second thoughts about A level. The current stigma of parents masa ni is of course they're not sure whether they want to do A levels or not pada anak kan. Because A levels can be a hit or miss or wasting time, or masa ni it's becoming more competitive. Kan? Macam walaupun people think A is enough, A star is better. Kan? And now B and C seems like fail bah mata orang kan. So myself and Karen kami macam mikir bah like what should we do next? Like what do we want to kejar? Because kami dari science school kan. So of course pemikiran kami kan buat science. But out of nowhere business satu masuk. Okay. And then I was looking at status status which is my current boss punya anak who was my junior. I saw her dia dah ngajar like these kids macam year 4, year 5 jatuh pakai online, and I was like wow macam she's making side income, and she was 15 that time. Yes, start mengajar umurnya 13. She started jadi berdikari umurnya 13, including ia punya ada adik-beradik. So they're very very berdikari.
Okay.
Anak auntie yang the youngest. She already start awal. And Isabel. Ada Tia Isabel text bar, and to me katanya my mom is interested if you're asking me if I'm interested to work next year. And I was like apa subjeknya? Macam for me that time I don't know what the subjects are pa. I was like oh my god apa saja. She did call me pulang for like half an hour, and I was like interested, tapi that time was kemasih because I was like what if I'm doing A levels? Where is my time? And what if I'm doing something else? What is my time juga? And that time I was still 16 kan? So I was still scared. Tapi for me, I am a big risk taker. I just took it. Awal she wanted me to teach physics. Aku macam, physics niya ko. Kala Newton na to niya ko. I'm like, okay. Then I chose to teach biochem and also Bahasa Melayu. Because Bahasa Melayu was my forte and biochem is also my forte. I enjoyed those. Then ada ya bagi masanya pa. I was like, okay, let's do this. Then kenapa juga I took that job is because that time my boyfriend and I, we wanted to pursue for foundation, which is foundation LCB that I did 2 years ago. Yeah, and that one is in replacement of A level, and I only had to do it for 6 months technically. Walaupun walaupun setahun katanya, but I'm only doing like 6 months, 6 bulan. Then from there, of course, we found out about the payments apa, and we're like, how are we going to find money in 6 months? We're both 16. Segala-galanya online, what are we going to do? Kami macam brain fart berhabis. Then that's why I took the job. I took the job so that I could masukkan at least some money for my deposit and also for my monthly. Alhamdulillah I did it.
Tapi dia juga ada pernah terfikir macam minta bayarkan arah parents lah apalah. Nada.
They only macam ada pun we only ask them to bagi sedikit saja. So because kami mau merasa bayar sendiri tu ba. I sold off every single thing that I could sell. Literally that was macam yang ko kepisan banyakkan ko jualan ni macam literally I sold off my books, I sold off my photo cards yang I collect for K-pop, yang ko beli banyak I sold them off terus. I'm like ya Allah jual je. Enggak perlu jual lah. Because that time my tudung punya stock pun macam kan habis pa. I was like oh my god, how am I gonna sell tudung well my stock kan habis. And then I also, this is where it comes into account where I had a not really hidden business lah. I don't really talk about this business a lot because I only ran it for like a year with Kairin actually. It's called 23 Desk. This one kami jual stationery, we sold macam phone cases, and we offered different types of services macam carikan phone case yang normal apa. And dari sana within 6 months we managed to pay off our deposit.
Di mana?
Instagram.
Oh, Instagram.
Strictly Instagram. At that time, it was kan, it was COVID era.
Oh.
We had to do deliveries, we had to do post laju apa,
Oh.
and we had to do stamp mail even pakai stamp ba.
Yep.
Because ada some places where it's very very far kan. So what we'll do is we will antarkan pakai stamp mail, pakai stamp, and it will arrive about 1 week. Or post laju. We really maxed out our choices di sana, and we managed to pay off what we have. It was a lot of sacrificing because at the same time buat A-level for first 3 months since Maktab Science terus masuk kan. Ita, I was like, wah macam ano ba, it's very nerve-wracking kan. Because by the time kami reach February, it was already time to bayar ba. And I was like, ya Allah, cukup keindahannya. And then luckily on that day,
Alhamdulillah.
cash.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was us at 16.
Syok
Kan dikatakan syok pun macam
Nganlis sebenarnya. Tapi syok. The
Yeah.
end result itu yang paling syok.
So I managed to get to LCB back in March for my foundation course, and then I started working almost basically every week. Kadangnya family events pun I had to miss kan, ataupun I just adjust my time for family events. Macam recently kadangnya we have to pakai baju kurung. Right after that terus berlari ke kereta. Terus for family event apa. Yes. Sometimes it's difficult. But at the same time, it's the end money tu yang rewarding ba. And that time I was 16. Of course lah macam nyaman nanti I can start to buy what I want, and I can buy my parents stuff. And macam kalau kan balikan birthday present kan. Like back when we were 16, 17 kan, we would ask for money from our dad kan untuk balikan for your mom. But it feels so rewarding that I can balikan by myself. I bought my mom a handbag. I bought my dad some things, juga perfume kapaka. So macam it's really really rewarding. And I even managed to balikan my boyfriend punya mom a handbag as well. Beli like bapanya pun belikan jersey ke apa ke. Macam it really feels so good that I'm using my own money. And dari sana dapat berkat lagi. Yeah. And then back in last year I started my first year degree ataupun masih bekerja. But I think I was still teaching 3 subjects. In foundation, I actually additionally ajar SPE Bahasa Melayu and English. So all in all, I was teaching 5 classes altogether. And with my assignment, kadang-kadang time mengajar time tunggu diorang menulis karangan.
What assignment?
In the class, what assignment? And kalau in the terbawa textbook, I have to gambar the textbook dari sekolah. And especially the month before diorang exam, they will have extra class. Artinya fees diorang double so that they can belajar at night. Kadangnya the night before the exam. So diorang untung. But for me, after sekolah, pukul 5 habis sekolah and then pukul 5 sampai pukul 7 I have to makan dinner and I always macam matchkan my extra class time sama Kairin. And then I will literally go by 7 tu sudah tali sana tu mengajar. I'll do it until 9 and the next morning I have a class at 10. Literally, that's my life cycle. That 1 month that flew, the whole month flew, but it was so worth it because that money I was able to pay off my deposit for next year. Alhamdulillah. That was really, really, I would say that was really, really rezeki.
Alhamdulillah.
Dan my first year belajar bayar sendiri lagi apa, it's a humbling experience. Yeah, because macam the thing is when I paid it by myself, aku rasa kan belajar tu. That's why you ask me kan, how come you have the will and get everything kan? For me, if I don't do well, if I don't go to class, if I skip class, if I don't belajar, I would rasa my deposit itu sia-sia pa. Yeah, because I worked so hard for it sampai Bengus berbatuk berapa kali. It's like flu season. It was raining season juga. And I was like, if I don't do well, then I'm just wasting my own money. Macam kan. So that's why orang selalu tanya aku macam tu ya. That's what I say. Sudah merasa membayar sendiri, walaupun monthly even though you put macam a few $10 helping your parents apa, you will feel it. When you work for it and you pay for it, you will feel it and you will feel macam you will appreciate things more.
Okay, kirakan macam apa? Anda semua orang dapat tu macam orang sambil bekerja, sambil cari duit, sambil belajar. Sekali you sacrifice all your masa muda untuk having fun I know pulang you had your ada having fun lah apalah tapi for some people macamnya baik aku buat duit macam ni, tapi go to concert lah, apalah. You don't have that.
Taylor Swift. Oh, I don't.
Kan?
I haven't belajar for
Kenapa?
how long. I just rather keep my money for something else.
Yep.
Yeah, macam for me, like orang tu tanya tu macam nak kau belajar ke apa ke? And I'm like, my students siapa jaga? Macam tu kan. My priority is always my students, and my priority is always my family.
Yep.
And my priority is of course my friends yang who I spend lots of times with apa. Macam ya ba, a lot of macam especially elderlies when they hear about me atau hear about what I'm doing kan, orang macam hindi ko rugikan your youth ka. I'm not. I'm making the most out of it supaya my adult life tu when I start to have kids and then when I have a family apa, aku nirugi masa tu ba. Yeah. Macam I'd rather I rugikan my masa now so that in the future aku nirugi seeing my first daughter or first son starting to walk. That's my mindset. Macam orang tu fikirnya katanya, kau ni aku cuba fikirkan kahwin ni apa ka. Macam like you're still this young. The thing is, macam this is what I want to be, and also my mindset is not like other people's mindset. Macam my friends are all macam they still have their weekends apa. For me, I still have my weekends. I still have time for my family. And also I just make the most out of it. Macam hari ni I'm even working after this apa, but I'm still making the most out of my life to do good things like this to share to people and doing things macam tadi I even makan with my cousin apa. I'm just really making the most out of it because like if I have too much free time, I'm just wasting my time to do other things, but like I could do so many better things. Yeah.
And we do really appreciate your time masa ni.
Dah apa. I was really looking forward to this. I was really.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Sekali kira kan in a week lah, misal masih lagi dalam topik teaching kan ya. Dalam seminggu tu berapa hari tu teaching tu?
Yeah, this is where this my own business comes in. Nah, it's like when we start a question, something comes in like
yes.
It's never ending story. Yeah, this is just the entrepreneurial life of mine where dulu I think I'll start back in 2021 2022 when I started to work. Okay, that time I started work at foundation. My foundation classes were 4 times a week. The first semester campur MIB 2 sejam. Okay, so that doesn't really count. I was already working, I was already studying from Monday to Thursday. Then my working, I was working on Friday and Sunday. Yeah, Friday tu I would have morning class and also Sunday dari 9:30 sampai pukul 2. So lunch memang dah masakan lunch, but after that time for my family. Sampai malam. And then bila tu? Yeah, and then lepas tu, since I have semester break, my semester break is from June to June to August, and then I also have another semester break from middle December sampai March. So orang sekolah kami cuti, orang cuti kami sekolah. Okay, so that's what it is bilang. So that's why I have more time for teaching because masa cuti itu I don't waste time. Believe it or not, macam although I'm saying this now that I'm working kan, I also have many friends yang work. Macam if you ask my friends, at least they have worked at least once or twice in their life as 18 to 20-year-olds.
Uish, bagus oh.
Yeah, my friend, 3 bulan na tu, kerja non-stop. Ada yang ambil double jobs, ada yang kerajaan ni, kerajaan tu lagi, and then some of them make their own business, some business sendiri buat kerja tempat lain, apa. So, my culture, my circle of friends, memang kuat bekerja.
Sure.
Memang.
Sure.
Yeah. It's the trend.
Trend masa ni tu?
Trend actually.
Good to hear.
Okay, #trend berdikari.
Pasal yang aku tahu lah macam from my generation, kira kan lepas macam O-level, menunggu A-level tu kebanyakannya bekerja. Tapi the generation after us, macam berapa tahun lepas kami tu, durang kebanyakannya yang dia bekerja bawah. So, untuk dapat kerja, kan mesti ada pengalaman kan?
Yes.
Atau yang dorang lacking banyak berbes. Ni I'm glad to hear your generation macam mana? Macam mana?
Macam I would go to a cafe and I'm like, kenal ke ni? I go to the shop, kenal ke ni?
Kerja.
Belum lagi yang apa tu jual di TikTok apa. Memang dorang sudah TikToker yang ramai orang kenal. Even macam, kawan mu juga yang TikToker tu kan. I'm like, Aunya ke au je ke. Macam tapi they're known for macam selling around life ke
Yeah,
apa ke.
yeah.
It's good masa ni. Yeah, so back to tadi. So this year, alhamdulillah, I have started my own tuition.
Oi.
Yes. Tapi I'm still working arah the previous place where I'm working because kirakan sana I really developed this macam connection. Macam at some point even my boss satu she feels like my third mom. Because satunya darling. Aku nya kadangnya macam when I greet her she will say love you darling. Aku macam
Ya dari dulu pelang sweet tau dari dulu.
sweet. She's very sweet. Macam everyone is like her macam her anak bah.
Yeah.
And she always treated me so well. Macam kadangnya my birthday she will have all the all the students menyanyikan lagu happy birthday and she even belanja cake tu that one time accommodation back in my first year mengajar. Ya kesian lah macam she's really nice and macam even though I get married ke apakah, I would still see myself working at her place.
Yeah.
Macam let's say if I haven't landed a permanent job apakah, macam she really inspires me a lot.
Yeah.
Macam during our break time, she would talk to me about her inspiring things apa. It's just really, and then that's why I still stay there. And also I started my own business, which is yang Teacher Adri. And my showroom previously, yang Adriana Shawls, jadi tempat tuition. Okay, let me show you a picture of it.
Boleh.
Yeah, jadi tempat tuition. So my previous furniture, I use it again, and it's really macam my dream to be that tuition. I have that tuition class. It's all white. All white.
Serius ah?
Serious. I don't know if you've seen it before, but I'm gonna show it. Mana dia? Yeah. So all in all, di rumah, I have classes on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday,
Wow.
Friday night, Sunday night. So kirakan all in all berapa kan kelas tu? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Banyak cok. 5.
Jadi sadar tu.
Sadar. I have 5 classes at home. Mostly malam. Actually semua malam.
Share kami tu sekarang.
Boleh.
Share kami dulu.
Sekarang kami share. Kita tu. Ni nah, there you go. Nah, it's all white.
Wow.
Literally all white. Yeah, and then my mom sponsored me the whiteboard. Ataupun putih. Tong sampah kami pun putih.
Serius.
Yeah, ataupun almarinya pun putih. Dia punya ada macam ada racknya dalam tu pun putih. Literally putih, everything putih. Yeah, kursi putih, meja putih, everything putih.
Loh
Putih. Yeah. Even our trolley untuk the stationery putih. Plastik sampah macam putih, sayang
Pakal sian ada supply plastik sampah putih ha, kelenda putih je tak?
Apa?
Kelenda.
Wah.
Mau kami supply?
Apa?
Dari itu custom made dari Cina. Putih.
Apa tu ada brand lagi tu? Teacher Adri.
Jangan menjadi tu sekarang.
Ya Allah, thank you. Yeah, basically that's what it is.
Macam you're still working arah Anata, your current boss ata.
Yeah.
Sekali macam BIN macam rasa competition ni apa dia.
Nada. Because macam to think about it now, I work also about 4 classes arah my boss punya tempat, which is Friday sekali and also on Sunday I kerja from 8 to 2 memanjang. Yeah, and then macam my boss pun macam kadangnya she feels bad for me lah. Kadangnya macam are you sure you can kau apa? Yang okay because macam she doesn't feel the competition benarnya. It's because macam she knows that mana itu untuk kerja tu antang untuk mencari something untuk macam like, so that I can get something for myself apa. Macam she really takes care of us. Kirakan she don't really limit our our pendapatan bah. She doesn't really limit our rezeki. Even my colleagues, they're also having their one-to-ones at home. Kadang-kadang agak ke rumah orang lagi. Because she knows that she will be helping us to find income bah. Kan? And for me, she knows that I need the income tu pun to berdikari bayar my own fees. Memang that's the thing yang macam orang selalu see me as is because I work for my fees. It feels more worth it and lagi berkat. Because I'm studying, I'm working, but what I'm working for is for studying. That's my 2 main priority. Yeah, so she doesn't feel the competition. It's really nice of her. Yang ia tu she has been funding my rezeki. Macam for now masuk tahun ketiga sudah
Tahun ketiga sudah.
Yeah, macam it's really really nice of her because usually she has her daughters to
Oh.
become teachers apa, and now ia membukakan peluangan ni to orang lain lagi. So really the berkat goes to her.
Yeah.
Really really berkat goes to her because her niat kan menolong kami tu ba. Yeah, it's really nice.
Unfortunately kita ni dapat promote di sini. I mean dia punya tu sayang Kelana
nampak?
dapat tu.
It's okay. Pasal kalau kami promote pun, rumah hatu on Sunday, on Friday and Sunday petang, sudah dalam 50-60 orang. So, dah jangan promote dulu. Jangan promote dulu.
Sebab itulah.
Oh, you just imagine sejak parking dulu lah.
Yes.
Ya tak,
Kamu punya
kan promote pun yung ko, paid promotion pun, dia payah ba? Banyak sudah.
Yang shopnya kalau tempatnya tau, every time sebelum periksa ada dorang bermain, one day tu bermain.
Sports, ya Allah.
Bising tu tau, bising tu.
Syuk tu.
Syuk tu.
Kadangnya yang jiran sebelah ada tu gitu. Benar.
Benar.
Yang sebarangan tu kan, because ia ada the jiran sebelah ada autistic child. Yang sembarangan tu.
Oh ya. I know.
Ya tak kadangnya kami nak tu yang memban pinggan tu dari atas apa mana. Dia tersiap tu cuma ni tu ya. That's
Okay.
so fun.
So, okay, Ani, that's your third business kali sudah kita ni cover ataupun baru second?
Berapa kan business ko ni? Kejap yang aku cover sudah. I already covered Adrenals. I covered Adris Bakery. Tadi kan yang pasal my bakery.
Yeah.
Atu I have rebranded back in 2021, which is to support my mom and my dad punya kuih suji and daddy spaghetti, but right now it's on hold. Yeah.
Kenapa
But then kenapa tu is because now we're trying to find time as well macam tu buat because ataupun kami pun 3 orang saja pa kan. Yeah, so to put a load of those orders is a lot. Yeah. And plus itu pelang saja the concern. But kadangnya on request we do buat masih. Yeah, but for now we kami take a break first. Yeah.
I see.
Then atau kedua apa lagi ya? 23 dia sudah. Okay. Teacher Adri sudah. I have another one time pernah, this is actually interesting. This business only lasted me about berapa lama? Kacau kali saja. Because this was actually just macam to fuel my passion because I like to edit.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go into graphic designing later. That's interesting. Tapi I like to edit gambar ala Polaroid, then I make Polaroid ba. Yeah, I literally buat yang Polaroid yang bergunting apa. Kadangnya sampai 4 pagi, I would make those Polaroids. Yeah, so that I can buy stuff for myself. Yeah, that time I still have the stickers apa tu.
Sekejap, edit maksudnya Polaroid dia edit?
Macam orang send gambar and I edit jadi Polaroid.
Faham.
Yeah, and then I would print pakai actual print paper because I happen to have a laser printer at home. It was gifted to me. Kalinya I made a business out of it. Macam mana laser printer tu tiba-tiba kan bagi to me because we don't have a good printer at home ba.
Yeah.
Then luckily my parents gave it to me and I was like, "Oi, ni cuba aku jadikan bisnes Apa-apa ni boleh jadikan bisnes." Sebenarnya. Apa-apa. So, I did it for like a month or 2. Then after that I was like macam I felt like that amount of money tu cukup sudah. Yeah, then I put it to my savings and also I either roll it to beli my barang for myself.
Yep.
Yeah. That was interesting. That was like in year 9.
Ya tak, tadi you mentioned about macamnya semua benda ni boleh jadi business. Okay. Kirakan from your mindset kirakan kalau macam if you want to start something, macam do you do macam market research ke apa dulu ataupun macam mana? Macam mana prosesnya? Selalunya lah.
I just find it as my passion. I just jump right into it. I just jump into it because I feel like if I'm driven with the passion to do it, market research ke apakah, macam that time pun like I'll talk about my Polaroid business satu macam my Polaroid business satu ramai orang buat tapi macam I was like aku buat saja. Dia tak buat saja. Like orang just jump into it. I'm a big risk taker. I'm just gonna do it. I just don't really even think about market research apa tu ba. Just terus je buat ba. It's actually because kalau our will and nurture tu so strong, apa-apa boleh jadi. Bukan saja bisnes tadi boleh jadi apa-apa. Even macam jual daun ke, even jual bunga ke, jual beg ke, jual apa lagi, tipun ke apa ke, everything we see here boleh dijual. Tapi ia dapat dijual tanpa our passion and nurture.
Yes.
Yeah. So it really depends. And of course depends on our rezeki. Kalau tu rezeki kita ni untuk jual tu, then it goes on. Kalau indah.
I see. Okay. Kalau macam banyak orang cakap di Brunei lah yang population kita ni kurang, apa tu yang payah buat business. What do you think of that? I mean,
Nada tu. Nada tu. Mana is easy buat business ni because even Rasulullah cakap 9 out of 10 rezeki ni daripada business.
Yep.
So business ni it's really anything. Tapi as I said balik-balik, it's all about your passion.
Yep.
Let's say macam if my passion ni pasal fashion, of course jual tudung. And now my passion now is about educating. And now, then I now have passion educating, now I'm doing tuition business. Macam tu. If you have passion in doing editing, be a graphic designer. It's not that hard. Of course, it's never that hard. Pasal resources sebenarnya masa ni.
Yes.
Compared 2016, barang packaging apa mesti dari luar. Now we can get it in Brunei. It's all in trend masa ni and it's actually easy. Tapi, of course, yang penting, you have to find the right people to ask. Sekarang tau lah, kadangnya macam there's some people who may not know this, but there's other people who know that. Yeah, it's since Brunei ni pun small. What I like about this phrase, I've heard it from back to YAB punya Power Lunch. I was there. That was before I became a secretary for YAB. Oh my god, that's another phrase again. Yeah.
Meriah hidupnya
ni. It was very eventful. Everything happened in 2 years. Yeah, so
ngalih tu sebenarnya kan?
Ngalih
tu sebenarnya.
Ngalih, ya Allah. Tapi it is what it is. I'm just gonna take
Experience
it.
lah.
And also rezeki. Then I heard this phrase from pernah dengar you know Chef Fadilah from Deals Cafe?
Deals Cafe?
Yeah. He said this bilang macam it's still stuck onto me until ni. He went over the microphone. He was asked to put a few words, and what he said was, macam Brunei ni we're a small community and we want the economy to grow, but we shouldn't be competitive to each other. We should support each other. Macam let's say my business and your business, we could support each other in different ways. And macam when he said that, it really sparked to me because macam when you said about payah ka indah kan buat business ni, it's all about helping each other, supporting each other.
Exactly.
Macam sometimes macam what you said gave impact to me. Maybe what I've said may give impact to you or other people. Satu ba. It's all about us as one. Jangan tak berkompet sama orang lain. Boleh bilang compete, tapi healthy competition. Healthy competition yang boleh buatkan tani membangunkan diri sama-sama.
Sekali, okay, talking about competition yang pasal healthy competition some people competing tu kirakan main turun harga.
Oh my god.
Ada kata banyak anda macam awal-awal harganya macam mana, sekali turun last charity. What do you think?
Jangan macam it happens that way. It happens to many businesses sampai jadi charity itu bah. Macam it's just that you have to be unique. You have to diversify yourself. Macam healthy competition ini, you may sell the same thing, but you have to sell it differently in your own way. The thing is, orang masa ni, they always try to be somebody. Jangan jadi somebody bah. Make yourself as a somebody. Jadi inspiration orang.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. That's all I can say. Macam don't fight the prices too much unless it's really like, let's say barang macam minuman ni jualnya 100. Allah. Atu baik dah turunkan harganya kan. Atu baik dah turunkan, ya Allah. Atu 101 you can feed like a kampung or something. Minuman, right? So exactly macam tu. Macam it's like you have to be you. You have to be who you are. You have to develop the business satu, jadikannya your baby. Orang suka macam tu kan. Macam tu, gitu.
It's good. Okay. Since you're in Cinemerch punya podcast, so the most common question is about branding. So kirakanlah okay, supaya warming up dulu lah what's your favorite brand?
Brand as in any brand?
Any brand. What's your favorite brand? Most favorite? Kalau macam aku Nike, Jordan, McDonald's.
Kenapa semua boycott lah tu?
Jordan kena boycott.
Nike boycott kan? Jordan I'm not sure. Yeah, under Nike kan?
Under Nike.
Okay, kejap. I don't want to get cancelled. What's a good brand? Okay, I like skincare. I like skincare. So let's take Korean brands. My favorite right now, Korean brand Indah. Okay, I'm not sure if it's Korean atau Indah. Skintific, pernah dengar? Skintific ataupun the Muslim makeup brand Wardah. Yeah, Wardah. Yeah, macam I see. Yeah, those are like the skincare and also macam makeup brands.
I see.
Yeah, macam for now my skincare brands is really limited to Malaysian and Korean brands. I try not to go for, boycotted brands lah. Yeah, I'm all about it. Yeah. So that's what it
faham.
is.
There are so many brands di sana tu macam banyak lah competitionnya tu Tapi kenapa that specific brand kau suka?
It really works for me sebenarnya. Macam kalau kan dikatakan those brands actually really work for me. Yeah, because
That's
macam
the unique selling point lah.
yeah, unique selling point because it really works for me, but it may not work for anybody else.
I see.
Why it still stuck to me is because those are the products that did not harm my face.
Oh.
Yeah, because macam I'm pretty sure everyone has went through this acne attacks apa, puberty apa tu. It's normal kan? So I tried over 10, 20 products. Luckily, these are the products that really macam the brand tu really works for me. And also, why I like the brand as well is because it's very simple.
I see.
Macam if you see macam the logos apa, they're actually just a linear name saja.
Yeah.
Yeah, macam Wardah. And also apa tu? Yeah, and also Skintific. Yeah, macam I realize actually now they're talking about branding. Most of my skincare memanjang ba namanya cuma tu kan? Okay, I'm curious now. Yeah.
Aku tahu ada kan kau tanyakan sebenarnya. Iya doa. Okay, kirakan knowing that kirakan pernah melihat all those brand apa itu ni kan, macam ya memanjang apa tu kan. Are you interested macam untuk implement that ideology arah your business?
My business. For now, my logo, it's not really linear. Pasal I really want it macam since I'm also a graphic designer. Oh my god, yeah, this is coming to the new phase where it's coming true. Because I do work as a graphic designer at some point, and also I do the graphics for myself. Even mine pun buat graphics.
Yep.
So macam myself as a graphic designer, I'm gonna show Adriana Schultz and also Teacher Adri. Allah with my finger. Yeah. So. Because both of my business, the commonality-nya between them is that it's both in 2 words.
Yeah.
Adriana Schultz, Teacher Adri.
Yeah.
And then the logo tu atas bawah tu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually my trademark. Sort of lah. Macam probably my trademark that I just noticed now after you talk about it.
Yeah.
But I do have logos yang linear, which is back for 23 dirhams. Yeah. Oh, benar juga macam. Okay, it has something. Okay.
So macam if you notice all the big brands, especially kalau kita ni jalan-jalan di kira di luar negeri lah kalau notice diorang punya logo is actually perkataan saja.
Oh bah.
Kan?
Yeah.
So what do you think kalau macam barang-barang macam tu di-incorporate ke Bruneian punya produk?
It's gonna stand out.
Kan?
Yeah, it's gonna stand out because I've seen the trend masa ni bukan saja linear, but sometimes it's just like macam a design saja, macam bunga kah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even have the name.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, mana kan tu ah? Macam kadangnya I also think that way, but it really gives an impact.
Yeah.
Macam for me, I can already see seni merch keluar dalam mata aku. Yeah, because it's linear kan.
Yeah.
Plus macam the merch tu is bold apa.
Yeah.
It's really going to make the brands in Brunei stand out.
Yeah.
Because when ia terlebih banyak perkataan, Tani sebagai orang Brunei ni, lagi panjang namanya, Tani fikir lagi rugged.
Lagi banyak desainnya.
Dengan banyak desainnya, dengan bunga-bunganya dari Pinterest lagi apa keluar. Yeah. Macam I've seen that trend before. And now that I think about it, it's better lagi linear.
Yeah.
It will stand out. And lagi Tani sanang ingat bah, macam tu nah segala Nike apa tu gitu. Muji kan is just forward.
Muji aku suka.
Apa lagi yang yang very panjang pendek. Adidas panjang juga. Nike, KFC.
Okay, dia punya basicnya sebenarnya dua patah dua syllable.
Oh.
So macam Nike.
Muji.
Sebenarnya that's kirakan choices of name yang paling bagus tu. Yang 2 perkataan tu sebenarnya.
Apa?
2 ke 3 sebenarnya. Kalau macam kami seni merch.
3. Seni merch.
Seni merch.
New voice over there. Seni merch.
So kalau pasal macam Untuk orang ingat, senang orang membaca, betul. Even my son, my son tu umurnya 2 tahun.
Yeah.
Setahun lebih. Masuk 2 tahun lah. Ya, entah macam mana apa kami bagi makan, dia awal pandai baca wah. Aku balik rumah, pakai baju seni march kan. Sekali, dia terus. Daddy, Bapa, ya. Seni merch. You boleh baca. Sekali ni ko, ni ko buat konten terus. Ni ko, moto logo yang lurus. Kalau anak 2 tahun boleh membaca, lurus tu sudah tu logo tu. Tapi benar. Ia senang, ia pandai baca. Ia dapat baca wah. So macam kalau sudah ku study balik, logo-logo yang big brands, especially kalau yang luxurious brand, senang dibaca.
Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton.
LV
Chanel.
saja.
LV kan? Chanel.
And one color. One color saja.
Chanel tu black and white saja kan?
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
It's cost efficient, especially on the printing.
Mana aja?
Yeah.
Printing berkala ni berapa puluhan lagi?
Full color mahal. Ada sainsnya kan di sana.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah. So that's what we do lah. Kirakan in Cinemerch lah. Okay. Balik semula.
Okay je tu by what? I actually enjoyed it. Seriously, I enjoyed it. Yeah, macam maybe because of me with the perspective of graphic designer. Macam I like to do logos apa. So I really see it that's what it is.
Sebab tu macam ada orang tanya kan, macam semua je orang buat logo. Kenapa orang buat logo orang kamu sama? Macam kenapa orang kamu mahalnya orang. Padahal dari Singapura, murah je kamu ni. Pasal we incorporate in Cinemerch, any design tu we incorporate with the business profile. Contohnya macam if you know Jilok Cafe.
Jilok,
whatever you see macam ni, logonya tu ia mau reflect to the business. It was being discussed like 5 years ago. Semua macam Dromo Cafe, Dromo apa. Sekalinya we have a name namanya Julok Mangga. Pibunan tu awalnya. Bibun situ, serius. Sekalinya here's the challenge-nya. Macam mana kau bagi lawa? I was like, okay, kami baca lah all this you punya business profile, plan-nya apa itu ni.
Macam what they are
apa yang orang mau. Sekali logo ni kita taruh di mana apa itu ni. So we came up with macam mana boleh orang dapat familiar in 3 second. Sebenarnya namanya tu macam type je kan Julok tu. Tapi sebenarnya namanya tu font yang kami gunakan tu sama dengan font yang selalu kena pakai Raja Sibula to create that familiarity. The standard font tu untuk Sibula yang nama belakang.
Benar. For me actually was the 8 ball.
Tu pasal apa? Ia punya kan tu company tu kan. Tapi yang JULK tu fontnya tu sama tu. Raja Sibula. The same font. So there's a science about font ni banyak juga. Ya. Logo ni orang melihat dalam masa 3 saat orang lihat arah lain. That's human nature. So kalau macam orang lihat, ni macam familiar. Okay, you stay lama sikit. Once you stay lama sikit, the KPI tu success dah.
So if it stays in your brand and in your brain, so it's benar je. Macam it's there. Like when you said about it, macam Julok kan, it was there. Because literally I lintas it's near my house kan, so it's like,
kan? And kenapa orange? Pasal
this is bright?
Bukan. Pasal ia punya plan dari awal, ia mau tempat tu associate with sports community.
Habis ni kan pen muka aku macam ni.
So that's what we do lah. So back to your story.
No, that's really interesting. Macam I was invested into it.
Makanan lain lagi. Makanan if you notice semua all those McDonald's, all those KFC, Pizza Hut, semua merah. So you create rasa taste liur. Merah, kuning, orange.
Traffic light.
Endol. Ada hijau.
Traffic light ada hijau.
Traffic light ada hijau.
That's interesting. Okay.
Ada sainsnya lah.
Ini baru seni merch.
Sekali, okay. Back to your story. We want to know more about your story ya. Kira kan semua bisnes ni berjalan at the same time within berapa tahun, 2 tahun kirakanlah.
Kirakan I would count it dari
11
8, 11 macam tu lah awal.
8 years lah. So berjalan semua tu. Some people macamnya, aku buat duit sudah. Aku buat duit and aku tak payah lagi sekolah apa itu ni. Tapi why do you still have that drive untuk sekolah? I know you mentioned just now pasal
Lifelong learning.
lifelong learning. Pasal aku punya term lain. Aku addicted to learning. Benar.
Okay, coba.
In fact, when I said tadi 38 is I want to have my financial freedom. Sebenarnya untuk aku nyambung sekolah tu. Supaya aku tak payah fikirkan aku punya komitmen, semua sudah kena bayar. Aku sekolah balik. Sekolah balik.
Atau lifelong learning je tu.
While I have the brain untuk belajar.
Macam opposite ba? I'm here like trying to finish my studies early and you're like, tunggu 38.
No, sekolah balik. Kan sekolah balik. So, kirakan kenapa you still macam pursue, you want to atau macam the end goal lepas itu is to have a degree, master apa tu kan. Selalunya orangnya yang untuk dapat kerja. But I know
I'm already working. And
so apa your goal sudah dapat berang tu?
This is the first time someone actually asked me that question. Tapi the simple answer is that this is not for everyone.
Yep.
This is for me. Or some people who may have the same ambition as me. Because I like education. I actually enjoy learning. Partially kenapa I want to do tuition because aku rindu belajar. Tapi I don't want to do it all over again. I just want why I like to do belajar is why I like to do teaching, so that I can help other people to belajar ba. So that they don't make the same mistakes that I do ataupun any mistakes they're doing. Sama kenapa I sambung belajar is because accounting and finance is actually one subject that I want to pursue to become a lecturer of. Because orang macam are you crazy nyambung accounting ya? Because because they will ask me ba. Because kami LCB we have 3 different types kan, which is marketing, business management, and also accounting and finance. And then the question is macam we have to choose what we want to do ba. Sebenarnya macam we have the freedom to choose. Tak payah macam markah satu tinggi pilih satu. But then I chose accounting and finance because that was the subject that 3 kali aku buat. Once in foundation, in degree I did both management and financial accounting. 3 dapat A. So I was like, buat aku accounting. But the story behind accounting was actually when I masuk LCB, I told myself I will take business management. Never in my life aku nak accounting. I said never. I thought that accounting was a menace ba. Macam aku mau buat nombor, aku nak mau buat accounting, and I'm here excited for tomorrow's class. I'm excited to do accounting tomorrow. And now I look back at it ba, macam sudah aku lihat accounting itu, and I teach biology, chemistry, ada math sedikit. And then I ampit mengajar maths juga di rumah. That student, alhamdulillah, myself and Kairin, we collaboratively got that student dalam masa 2 bulan. Very singkat kan, level 2 bulan 3 bulan. She always got E's, dapat E ba, dan ngam-ngamnya dapat C credit dalam masa 2 bulan. So itu aku macam but then I can't really do maths as a whole. I don't want to deal with those triangle circle itu nama. So then I was like, masa aku macam jual-jual cashier apa tu kan, I just love counting money. Then I was like, apanya I like accounting. Because it is true when people say you attract what you don't like. Kadang you macam I don't like that. Macam dulu as a kid, aku ni suka durian. And now when I see durian, heart eyes. Heart eyes, macam heart eyes, literally. Then I did, and then that's why I want to do accounting. And that's why this year I have introduced a new class arah my boss punya tempat kerja, which is accounting. So that sambil aku mengajar itu, sambil aku mengajar, I can also belajar for myself juga. Macam it's really keeping my passion going ba. Macam let's say my previous tuition teacher who taught me before, ia belajar chemistry as a degree.
Oh,
And she's teaching me chemistry as O level. It's helping her to gain more macam understanding macam apa ia belajar dulu atau apa kan. So that's actually one of the best things as a tuition teacher is that you really bring the most out of you. And kadangnya macam sampai ni I still hafal what I hafal back in 4 years ago. Macam tu bah, by heart. I don't even have to look at the book, Panya masih ingat bah. Macam tu.
So macam jadi unconscious memory betul.
Correct. It's actually unconscious memory. I can macam kadangnya I'm like when I write kan, when I teach my student, I look back at my student aku, ingat aku masih Macam my student pun ketawa banyak let's be O level B lah. I said 2021. Katanya, how can you still remember that-nya? Macam dia pun shock. And I was like, shock. Aku pun shock ni yang ke. Yeah, and that's why I want to still study. Okay, kenapa I want to still study is that macam business ni is business. Macam it can be your kerjaya ataupun it can be your side, or either it can be something that you can give kerjaya to people for.
Yes, exactly.
So studying itu is actually penting no matter what, because dalam accounting itu we still learn something for masa ni. And I can use that for my business. I can use it for something else. Let's say kalau my rezeki bukan education pun, I can still do education as a side, and also I can do it macam as an accountant ke apakah. It's very it's like hidupan ni we don't know what's going to come for us. Yeah.
My favorite quote tau pak, the more I learn, the more I earn. Pasal aku dapat masa tu di technical, IBTE. Masa sekolah aku benar-benar minat lah. Tapi masa IBTE, shout out to IBTE, Brabes, aku bangga jadi orang IBTE. Pasal belajar during the weekdays, buat duit on the weekends. Whatever yang kami belajar arah weekdays atau weekendnya kena bawa kami buat garage lah apa. By the way, aku buat welding. So whatever kami belajar di weekdays, ujung cikgu bawa lah ke buat garage ke apa. So dapat duit di sana.
I see.
That's why kami ada start to develop lah. The more I learn, the more I earn. Setelah
but the welding nanti lagi you can make different things lagi apa kan.
Benar. Itu lagi sure. Tell us about LCB. Kenapa ia considered as one of the best business school in Brunei?
It's actually statistically ranked as the number 1 private school and private college. Okay, as a higher education institution awarded by MOE.
Yes.
Okay, it's actually by factual too. Okay, kenapa I choose LCB is because it really gives orang a fast pathway. Yes, because even my mom sendiri tahu, to me lah katanya ambil sejanya. It's actually okay. Because masa ni, back to when I first started LCB, the number of students 700 orang macam tu. 600-700. Now sudah cecah 1,000. Payah cari parking. Okay? It's already ramai. Plus kena bagi macam scholarships as well for culinary apa. So the population is getting ramai. And that's hence the new building. So for LCB ni, macam why I chose LCB is because first things first, I'm already untung setahun dalam Anakan Express. So, because unlike sometimes some people may have a different thought jual lah, macam ia mau belajar to take some time dulu kan belajar baru start anika. For me, I just want to do it terus. I want to get it done early so that I can do more and also macam dapat rest in the end bah. So they offered the foundation course, so that's what I took. I already untung 1 tahun A level. So I already untung setahun O level, setahun A level, and then for degree they offer 3 years. I untung lagi setahun. So I untung 3 tahun. So when I graduate when I'm 20, my friends will only graduate when they're 23-24.
I see.
So I can do my masters at 21. If I do my PhD full time, I can finish when I'm 24.
21.
Masters I can finish by 21. My friend yang untung sekolah, ia untung sekolah 2006 lahir, ambil foundation, ambil degree, ia siap degree umur berapa nak? 19. 19.
Sekejap, ia habis O level berapa umurnya?
15? 16? Pasal ia untung, ia express, foundation, and also taruh siap buat degree. He can finish when he's 19.
Wow.
That's why orang pilih LCB because you can be done that early ba. And then you can put your time to other things. Let's say kalau kan berhenti the degree,
Yep.
let's say let's say we berhenti degree kan 1920, we can actually secure a job by 2021 macam
Oh,
tu.
wow.
Let's say macam di apa tu fractional unemployment, which is like tunggu for a new job ke apakah ataupun just waiting after school, it won't take us macam, if it takes us 3 years, we're still going to be 23.
Oh ba.
And also it's British education. Pasal RSCGL, it's not LCB only, but
Yeah.
ada our current uni, which is University of Essex. Yeah.
So kirakan di LCB tu kirakan belajar di LCB, at the same time doing business di sana, kirakan berapa peratus pembelajaran di LCB itu dapat dipakai in the real business itu?
Wah. This is a good question. Pasal foundation and my common year 1,
Yep.
we haven't picked a major yet in year 1 lah.
Yep.
Yeah, the pembelajaran tu very diverse.
Oh.
We belajar how to buat research.
Yep.
We belajar how to buat CV. We belajar how to buat email, marketing, management, 2 types of accounting, IT even, belajar sedikit math statistics, belajar macam mana pakai Excel. We belajar how to study. Kan kau bagi peratus pun macam 100% bah. Macam it's really
Boleh dipakai semua ba?
boleh pakai. It's really boleh pakai. And even until now, I'm like, what? Aku macam, what? Now they ask me that question, aku, how am I gonna say this ah? Macam everything boleh pakai.
Yep.
Yeah, like we belajar how to write a proper email. We belajar how to write a proper letter, cover letter. That's our marks. Yeah, so that's
Okay.
interesting about it lah.
Okay, artinya aku punya goal untuk financial freedom mesti dikurangkan lagi jadi 35. Yeah.
Banyak.
Pasal sebenarnya yang ku kan menyambung sekolah tu sebenarnya di LCB. I talk to Siva sudah hari tu. Ni aku mau masuk. Tapi belum lagi sampailah aku punya financial freedom. Di shorten lagi ni. Instead of 38 jadi 35 kah.
Oh, apa boleh
34 lah.
ba. We had my classmate dulu, he was 50.
50. Ah ya.
50 years old.
Ndak ada alasan tu.
Una dah alasan. Exam accounting bukan calculator yang scientific.
Yeah.
Yang basar mengira ya. Seriously, calculator basar macam mana? Macam
Syok sebenarnya belajar tu.
Siyo, ya part time.
Yeah.
Pagi kerja, malam
Ya.
belajar. Ya.
Syok belajar. Sebelum kita ni wrap up, if you want to promote your business kah yang current going business, if you want to have some shout out kah to your mom especially,
Yeah.
yang your biggest inspiration, please.
Okay. So before we wrap up, okay, so I'm going to promote my businesses. Yeah. So far yang my active and running businesses is of course LCB Stationery, my stationery store yang I run with Kairin di LCB. That one is not limited for macam not only limited for LCB community, but it can also be untuk orang luar.
Yep.
Can just order through our Instagram ataupun WhatsApp, and we can just prepare it for you guys.
Yep.
Also harganya pun harga student. Even orang luar boleh dapatkan harga student nanti.
Oh ya.
Yes. Yeah, macam rulernya ada yang 90 sen. Faber Castell.
Serius.
Di kedai memang RM1.5. Yes, you can get it from us. Boleh order from online, ataupun you guys can try to visit our store pun boleh.
I see.
And also just a big shout out, of course, Mami Baba. Yeah, Mami Baba, of course, my number one supporters. Apa-apa saja aku buat, they always support me. Of course, Kairin, my who hears my rants every day. And also shout out to my YAB community.
Oh yeah.
Yes, as your secretary of YAB and the youngest member
Oh, is it?
of YAB. Kenapa ni muka aku cuba ni? Yeah, and also shout out to you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your
I
time.
really appreciate it. And memang this year, one of my goals was, I should be on someone's podcast.
Yeah.
Kali ada tiap, macam anaknya je masuk podcast ke? I was like, okay. And also, big shout out to my boss, Auntie Rose. Yeah. And also to my students, yang arah katuk, 26 orang. I love you all equally. And also yang arah di rumah, berapa orang tah? About 10, I think. I love you all equally as well. And also to my my good friends yang always support me. And also myself as LCB Student Council President. Kamu berapa orang tu? 60 orang, including probations. Yeah. Shout out to you all as well. Shout out to myself. Nadala. Yeah, and also to all my family members and my friends who have supported me dari Adriana Shaw sampai tahani Ati Chadri. Really shout out to kamu, and for my cousin and also cousin Shasha Fatini. Wait, cousin ko berapa orang? There's about 30 of you guys, but I love you all equally too. Yeah, so and also shout out to all entrepreneurs out there who are rocking their lives. And my friends who started business when they were 12, 13, teruskan. Macam I really want to shout out to the whole world pretty much. Yeah, nanti I'll just go international. Jadi Mrs. Worldwide.
Amin. Amin. Tapi
Yeah.
last sebelum kita ni benar-benar habis. Kita ni entrepreneurs ni ada kita punya down moment kan. Jadi to all the entrepreneurs yang masa ni ada down moment itu, what do you want to say to them?
Everyone has a down moment. Macam I would say even myself I had down moments, and macam it's normal. Because if you don't have that down moment, it's really not
Boring. Boring dia boring.
stank face. Why not? Tapi seriously, if you don't have down moment, you won't be who you are now. Ada peace. Because macam even for myself macam everyone selalu akan ada burnout.
Yeah.
If you're not burning out, artinya you're not working hard enough.
Yes.
But that also shows you apa your limit. Macam tu. In the boring tu.
Nda maksudku kalau nda ada down moment itu boring ba. Itu maksudku.
I thought when I was saying itu boring.
Bukan. No kan down moment boring. Pasal kira kan every down moment itu it's a new opportunity sebenarnya.
Yeah. So for once again for my my peers, please don't give up. Benar-benar jangan give up. If you feel like giving up, try lagi, give it a chance, and by the time it really starts to not work it out for you, then go to pivot saja. And don't be afraid to take risks, because masa ni if you don't take the risk, you'll waste your time. Macam it's kadangnya the time is now, but if you don't take the time, lah pasti ya.
Yalah.
Macam kami nangkap burung, tak tahu burung tu terbang tiap macam tu ba? Burung lagi. Jadi yang mereka burung. Ni burung juga. Yeah. So and if you guys want to macam talk to me apa, I was once the head of pembimbing rakan sebaya, so I can counsel for free. So macam can slide into my DMs Arajana Sholska ataupun to my LinkedIn as well. Boleh message me or LinkedIn ka, ataupun if LinkedIn, ataupun if we meet someday, don't be afraid to like reach out to me and talk about anything. Yeah, because macam everyone should be there for each other. As I said, kalau ada healthy competition, go on. But bad competitions should not exist. Yeah, because tani, we're around the same age. We're going for the same goal. And of course, we're going for Wawasan Brunei 2035. So we should support each other. Mental health wins.
Yep. I think that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you lagi, Chayu, for sponsoring. Terima kasih untuk kalian ni. Assalamualaikum.